Y'all, change is coming and I can feel it. Let me know if you can feel the change. I feel like I'm just gonna look up and blink, and next thing I know, I'm gonna be driving a new car, working a new job, living in a new place. I noticed that I do have a cyclical nature in my life. I mean, we all do, but things typically shake up for me around that 2-year mark, and I experience some major change or some type of career shift. Every period, it always hits different. I think I'm getting better at calling out and noticing when things are kind of shifting. But I feel like this might be huge, and I am just trying to stay consistent, stay persistent, do the things that I know that have been working for me thus far, and just doing the right thing, working on myself, getting a little better every day, and pushing through. Because your girl would love a breakthrough. Like, I would love a breakthrough. I know it's not just me, so if you feel like things are shifting, maybe relationships or your work or your home or your anything, your friendships, your lovers, getting out of something toxic, like I think we are all getting opportunities to bloom here. I feel like we're all wanting better for ourselves. So many people are waking up and realizing they want better for themselves, that they are capable of getting better for themselves, that they have so much more power than they give themselves credit for. So I'm embracing this change. I'm excited. Of course, there's with any excitement there's tinge of anxiety, and though I am a very adaptable person and I embrace change and stimulation, I will say it's bittersweet. Like, of course, every new beginning means that there are things dying as well. And so there are parts of myself that I'm mourning, but I really do feel like I'm outgrowing so many things. I'm outgrowing my first, like, actual therapist that I love so much and has got me through so much, but I feel like that chapter is closing. What therapy did for me the last couple of years was really help my mindset, really help me realize a lot of things about myself in ways that I was damaged, in ways that I was way too hard on myself. I was giving so many tools to assess myself, to help regulate. So it's at a point now where it's just like, okay, it's time to use these tools and put it into action, and more so becoming her. Like, it's about, okay, like, now let's get the goal. We dressed the wound and we like cleared everything out instead of just avoiding it or just letting things get worse. We acknowledged it, dressed it, got the alcohol and the band-aids and everything, and we're getting healed up, and now it's time to like get moving. For that reason, I'm thinking about more into trying to find like a mentor or a coach, because it's about the action now. So I'm kind of just putting out those signals. I don't really know how to go about it or how to start, but I know that if you seek, you'll find. So I would love to like find some type of coach, whether it be a manifestation coach or like a YouTube coach or a life coach or like someone who knows a little bit more about how to get me to my goals than I do. It's totally okay to outgrow things, people, situations, work, and I just really feel myself walking into this next chapter, and I'm excited because for me, every chapter gets better and better. I'm more aware, I have more room for love, I am more healed. Of course, there's always an uphill battle and a journey and obstacles and wrenches that get thrown in every chapter, but I just think that you get a little better at handling it. Like, I don't take things nearly as hard as I used to. And that's the thing that I love about journaling, and the fact that I have journals from years and years and decades, because you really get to see how your thoughts evolved and how far you've come. And I used to be so negative Nancy, just very pessimistic and just very hopeless, and I felt like I had no control, and I used to talk to myself really down, really bad, like call myself stupid, tell myself I hate myself, call myself ugly, like literally things that I would say to myself. I cannot, like, I can't even imagine talking to myself like that anymore. I've been kind of fixating on the last 5 years and the next 5 years. 6 years marks how long I've been in my current state, which is Texas. I've been living in Texas, and that was just like a huge shift for me. Like, I feel like my life didn't actually start, or I didn't actually start being a person until around that time. But precisely 5 years ago, when I feel like I gained my independence, like I got my first place, I got my own place. And I think that's when the journey to truly self-developing happened. There was no one to blame. There was no one to point out. Like, if I failed, it was me. If I couldn't pay my bills, it was me. If I didn't if I didn't do what I needed to do, that was my livelihood. For me, that's when shit got real. I had a kind of more controlling, or like more overbearing mother, and that really, really messed with my identity issues living at home, because I felt like I always constantly had to lie about who I was, because I felt like I couldn't be myself. So for me, it was groundbreaking getting my own place and just truly getting to see and know myself, and getting out of a kind of more toxic environment. No shade, no tea to my mom. I love my mom so much, and she's an amazing mother. She's done so much, but there can be a toxicity in African households, and I think that just because you love one another, it doesn't mean that you're the best housemates. And that is something that I just didn't understand how much it affected me until I got out. So for me, in my head, my life didn't really start till 5 years ago. Um, and there's been so much progress. Like I just said, in how I talk to myself, definitely in the amount of money that I make, my social life. I didn't really have any friends, or people that were really there for me, or like I did, but moving to a new state, you have to start your social network all over. And it took me a good while until I found like some solid people, lots of trial and error. So when I think back about, and I ask myself questions like, what do you have now that you didn't then? Or what do you still struggle with that you did then? Or what are some of the things that you still desire? Or what are some of the things that you actually attained? I just like to assess those things so that I am aware of what I need to do between now and the next 5 years to not still be desiring those same things that I desired 5 years ago. Like, what are those things that I'm still struggling on? What are those things that I still need to focus on? But I am happy and thrilled to say that there are so many more things that I have overcome than things that are still kind of challenging me. It's important not to get trapped in this illusion of time as well, because that is what time is. It is an illusion. It's not real. It is a concept made by man to measure and kind of organize things. Like, who decided that there had to be 12 months in a year? Who decided that they had to be 24 hours in a day? That was built by us. There is an ebb and flow in the seasons and the rotation of the earth that we all naturally tap into, but time is not really just whatever we organize it as. It's not even really linear, it's relative. So it's important to not limit ourselves so much about 5 years, 10 years, because it's all about the journey. I definitely like to use time to kind of assess how I'm moving through this journey, but I don't like to fixate on it too much. I try not to. As humans, it can be hard not to, especially as women. We feel like we're on this ticking time clock. We have to go to school. We have to find a man. We have to have some kids. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I can't even call a relative being in my late 20s without hearing, oh, like, have you found someone? Have you found someone? Like, yo, like, did y'all get the wedding invite? Like, what's up? Can you calm down? Can I live my life? Like, it's it's interesting here sometimes, but it's important to remember that time is not even freaking real. It's about like what is going on inside. I don't know what you got going on inside is what unlocks like what's going on outside, you know. And I'm a firm believer that it doesn't matter how old you are, that it's never too late. As long as you're breathing, you have a chance, you have an opportunity to get up and to get it. Like, it's, you can literally wake up and decide to change tomorrow. It's very important to not fall into the trap of using time as a measure for success. I more so try to focus on it as a tool for reflecting. Don't get too caught up in that time shit. We can really limit ourselves in that way. It really does make me realize how hard I can be on myself, or feeling like I haven't accomplished things or achieved things. It can be really easy to be fixated on that top of the mountain and getting there and seeing how far you are. Sometimes we forget to look back at like, wow, I really been climbing this motherfucker. I know this mountain is dang near never ending, but I really came a long way from the bottom. Those are some things, that some mindsets that I'm still working on, and really feeling worthy and deserving of anything, everything that I want, of a good life, of an easy life, of a creative life, of a life that is fruitful, of abundance, of prosperity. That is one of the most damaging beliefs that is really underlining in a lot of us, and I know that deep down I do still have a feelings of self-worth, of lack of self-worth, that I'm not worthy enough, which is probably why I haven't attained anything else that I would like to attain. But it's gradual. It's something that I feel that I'm gradually healing. I can tell by when I look around and see how things are happening in my life, the energy and the dance, the synchronicities. There's so many synchronicities, the way that God dances, or the world kind of, the universe kind of dances with you and communicates with you. It can be really fun if you just really pay attention to some of the things in the flow, and, you know, don't take it seriously. But I am just feeling really grateful, really grateful. I really want to do some type of ceremony or gratitude ceremony, or like something. I want to go out and get thank you cards or something, and give thank you cards to everyone that I really appreciate being in my life this year. I do want to do something to close out the year and just say thank you, because gratitude has gotten me this far. That is something that I will keep. We go together real bad. Till the day I die, I will find the bright side, because the opposite, really, it does not work for me. It's not a good look. And I don't want to go back there. So I just know everything is changing. I know it, and I'm just so excited to step into this new chapter and become her. Like, we're becoming her. Like, she is here. Who is she? She is here. Right, Daisy? Where's she at? She right here. She right here. Okay.